If you have wrinkles, dry skin, stiff joints, hot flashes, osteoporosis, or if you simply want to prevent them, this is the video for you. You see, these are age-related symptoms, and I'm here to tell you the root cause of aging from a TCM perspective. In traditional Chinese medicine, aging is not about wear and tear. It is dehydration, and it's not the kind drinking a lot of water can fix it either. It is a deeper loss of fluids that keep our bodies flexible, resilient, and cool. And we call this fluid yin. In this episode, I want to show you what yin actually is, where it comes from, why our modern lifestyle dries us out so quickly, and how we can prevent it. Hi, I'm Lam. In the last 15 years, I have applied principles of traditional Chinese medicine to help my body stay in balance, restore my health and vitality, and if I can do it, so can you. This video is part of the Yin-Yang series, which is the foundation of traditional Chinese medicine. I want you to understand Yin-Yang so that you can keep your body in balance, stay healthy, and slow down aging. If you leave a grape out in the sun long enough, it will slowly turn into a raisin. And that, my friend, is aging. In traditional Chinese medicine, aging is literally a dehydration process. But here's the part most people don't know. Drinking more water won't fix it. In fact, it can sometimes make things worse. Let me explain. It has everything to do with yin. Yin is often misunderstood. People think of yin as slow, passive, weak. But yin is not weak. In traditional Chinese medicine, yin is liquid, yang is heat. Together, they make life possible. Your body is like a pot of soup. You need enough liquid to contain the heat, and you need enough heat to move and transform the liquid. You can't have one without the other. Without enough liquid, things dry out. Without enough heat, things stagnate. And aging happens when the liquid, the yin, slowly evaporates and doesn't get replenished. As we age, we start to notice that our skin gets drier, our joints get stiffer, we lose muscle mass, our bones get more brittle, our eyes lose clarity, memory and concentration decline. Well, doesn't it sound like drying to you? Western medicine likes to call it, quote-unquote, normal wear and tear. But Chinese medicine has a more precise name for it: yin deficiency. Now, very important, water is not yin. Now, this is where most people get confused. They think, so if I'm drying out, I just drink more water. But in Chinese medicine, water is not the same as yin. What really nourishes the body is a living bodily fluid called Jin Ye. Not just H2O. Jin Ye is a complex living matrix of proteins, enzymes, coenzymes, minerals, electrolytes, etc., etc., etc. It is a living fluid infused with life force, not just plain water. Think of Jin Ye this way. If your body is a car, then Jin Ye is the coolant and the oil that keeps the engine cool and the parts lubricated. Jin are the thinner fluids, sweat, saliva, tears that moisten the surface. Ye are the thicker fluids, like joint fluids, spinal fluids. They nourish the deeper tissues. And that's why someone can drink a gallon of water a day and still have dry eyes, dry skin, dry mouth, dry stool, because that water never became Jin Ye. Now, what about blood? Well, blood is part of yin too. Blood and Jin Ye are very closely related. In fact, I like to consider Jin Ye kind of a soup base for blood. So when Jin Ye dries up, blood dries up too. And that's why yin deficiency sometimes shows up as headaches, hypertension, dizziness, irritability, and these are also blood deficiency symptoms. Now, blood is a very important concept in traditional Chinese medicine, and I'll talk more about it in later episodes. But for now, Just know this, if we cannot replenish Jin Ye, we cannot replenish blood. So where does yin come from? And what makes all these fluids in the body? To understand that, we need to go one layer deeper. And this is where aging really starts. In Chinese medicine, our life starts with Jin, which is our life essence. Jin is the fuel for our Yang and the raw material for our Yin. So both Yin and Yang comes from Jin. Think of it this way. If your body is like your phone, then Jin is like the charge in your phone battery. Jin supports our growth, development, reproduction, and deep repair. Now here's the key. Jin is the raw material for our yin, and our yin replenishes our Jin Ye. So here's the chain. Jin becomes yin, becomes Jin Ye. As we age, our Jin reserve slowly goes down. It's like our phone running out of juice. Now our Jin Ye is like the liquid in a pot of soup. It gets evaporated every moment of the day. But as our Jin declines, our Yin weakens, and our Jin Ye doesn't get replenished as much as it should be. And that's when aging happens. And that's why in traditional Chinese medicine, aging is almost always described as yin deficiency. It happens slowly, gradually, over the decades, like a grape turning into a raisin. So why doesn't drinking water fix it? Now here's the problem. The water we drink needs to be processed. It must be transformed into usable fluids by the spleen and the kidneys. And if these organ systems are weak, the water will never be transformed and therefore is not usable. Instead, this water will either pass right through us as urine or stay in the body and turn into water retention or mucus. And that's why many older people drink plenty of water, they use the bathroom a lot, but they still feel dry. And in this case, adding more water won't moisturize the tissues, and it can actually burden the system, especially when the yang is weak. And that's why blanket advice like drink 8 glasses of water a day doesn't work for everyone. Now, how does our modern life accelerate drying and aging? Modern life can quietly burn through our yin. Excessive screen time, caffeine, staying up late, constant stimulation, overwork, overstress, all of these create excessive internal heat in the body, or we can call it inflammation. Heat dries fluids. It accelerates the evaporation of our Jin Ye. That's why a lot of people, especially the highly active, highly productive people, they feel wired but tired. They feel productive but depleted inside. They may have trouble sleeping. They may have high anxiety levels. They may even experience uncontrollable anger, irritation, and frustration. They are not losing discipline or self-control. They are losing fluids. So how do we protect our yin? Well, not by drinking a lot of water. Water is important, but it is more important to support our body's natural ability to make fluids. And here are some gentle principles that we can follow. Eat plenty of slow-cooked, moist fruit or steamed food, soups, stews, congee, or rice broth, steamed vegetables. Avoid spicy foods, fried foods, barbecue. Avoid excessive caffeine, overstimulation, overwork, overstress. Go to bed early at night, preferably before 10 p.m. Daytime is yang when we are supposed to be active. Nighttime is yin, we're supposed to rest and rejuvenate the body. It is best to be in deep sleep by 11 p.m. to maximize our body's ability to produce yin. Now, most importantly, pace your life. There's a fine line between being productive and being overworked, and we need to keep a balance. And these are not rules, just guidelines, ideas for you to think about. And it is not about stopping life, it is about sustaining it. And here's the idea I want to leave you with. Aging is not wear and tear, it is evaporation. And if we protect the liquid while preserving the heat, we can age with resilience instead of brittleness. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about how yin and yang are recharged at the spleen and stomach, and why simply eating clean isn't enough to keep us healthy. Because without good digestion, neither yin nor yang can be maintained. Do you feel dry? Do you feel overstressed, overstimulated? Do you feel brittle or resilient? Just listen to your body. If you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up and share with a friend. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or if you want more practical ways to replenish our yin. Until next time, protect your coolant.